day, Artventurers! How is your week going? It's time for a new video, and I know that it's a bit late, but please bear with me because it has been hectic for a while. Also, I've been thinking a lot on what the next content will be between watercolors and Inktober. Because yeah, it's been an exciting month for both hobbyists and artists alike. Since I've been busy, I don't have much to share to you about Inktober, but I will try and have a video on that later on. For now, let's dive into the world of watercolors. And I'd be honest with you guys, I've used these a few times, but I know I haven't used them to the best of their ability. That's why I want to explore on the different watercolor techniques, and I hope that it can help me and you to use this medium properly and stretch its ability to make our pieces more interesting and lively. Before we start, let me show you the materials I'm going to use. So for our first material, we have here a 300 GSM A5 watercolor paper. So look how thick it is. I chose a thicker one. You can use thinner ones like 200 GSM watercolor paper, but I chose this one because I'm not really sure how much water is needed for the different techniques, so it's better safe than sorry. Then the next one are, of course, water. So I have here 2 jars of water, one for dirty water and one for clean water, because you always need that. This one is to primarily wash your brush, and this one is to remove the remaining color and to make it clean. Yeah, so you need 2 every time. And then we have here a pencil for the outlines, a paintbrush, so you can have different sizes. And I think this one is the best just to try on different techniques, and depending on how big your paper is that you want to work on. And here is a ceramic palette, which I bought because I think it looks really professional, and I've seen others use this, and yeah, it's a good investment if you want to delve into watercolors. And next one is a stencil, so that it will be easy for me to just put on shapes to try the different techniques on. And of course, the watercolor set. So I have here a Buh-bye watercolor aquarelle fine set of 12. It's like a small, in a small tin where you can, I think, travel with it. So this is what it looks like inside. Yeah, I've just swatched these colors, but I haven't used them in a piece yet, so yeah, I'm excited. So I can actually remove this. It will look like this, but that's alright. I will remove this later on. And before I forget, I have here some paper towel just to regulate the water on my brush. So yeah, we need it there. And so these are the essential stuff, but I think I will be using more stuff later on as we try different techniques. So yeah, we're ready to go. So I'm back, and I've done the outline, and I've also put on some washi tape to prevent one technique to contaminate the other, because we wouldn't want that, and it will not dry easily because we're using watercolors. And I've also picked 2 colors because I want to limit the color palette, but I might add some more colors later on. So the first technique that we're going to try is the flat wash technique, and it's just laying down a flat color, an even color. And I heard that if you work faster, the color will be more even. I'm trying to just make it fast. Yep, so you can see, I think it will dry flat. I hope so. Because it's one of the basic techniques. I don't want to fail it. And the next one is wet on wet technique, wherein I will just get some water, damp it on the paper. We don't want a puddle of water, we just want it a bit shiny. And then we're going to get our wet color, and then put it on, just dab it on. Ooh, look at this, look at that. It just disintegrates. It's really cool. For the next technique, it's called a dry brush technique. So I will just remove the excess water from my brush. Make sure that it's dry. And then let's get some color. I think I want to combine them a bit to make a pale purple. So let's get some, and then let's put it there. So I think this technique is great for making fur or grass. Yeah. So for the next one, let me grab more colors. So I'll just add the blue one because we will be making a gradient, wherein we go from dark to light. So let's make this more darker. Let's make the blue more darker. So I'll have to put a darker color first, and then I'll get some water. It will be good if it's a clean water, because you don't want another color to. I think it needs more water. And then let's make this darker. I think I didn't add enough water here. So let's try to push the color upward for it to be a gradient. Yeah. I think that will do. So we now have a gradient, and it's good for making like skies. This is really fun. So we have now a new sheet of paper to work on and more colors to work on, and I want to try 4 more. So at the end of this video we'll have 8 techniques that we hopefully learn. And so my the fifth one that I want to explore is the lifting technique. So let's get the color. So what we'll just do is just put a flat wash, or it could also be a gradient. Your choice, but I think the darker the better here, because you will really see how the paint will be lifted. So what we'll do here is, while it's still wet, while the paint is still wet, I'll get a paper towel and just dab it to lift some of the paint. And as you can see, it has this like a cloud effect, so it's pretty cool. So see, it has lifted all the colors. And be careful to dab too much, because I don't know if you can see, but it also lifted the paper. So that's the lifting technique. For the next technique, we will use salt. So let's put on some color. More saturated color than the first ones, because we really need more saturated color for the salt to work. And the paint also needs to be wet in order for the salt to activate really well. So let's get some salt and just put on. Oops. I think I put on a lot more salt than anticipated. I'll just get them out. Okay, so did you see the salt particles I put on? So we'll remove it later when it's a bit dry. So for our next technique, it is called graffito, wherein I will use this needle. You can also use thumbtacks or any sharp objects, and then you need to scratch the surface of your paper. Like that. And then be sure to put this away. Be careful with sharp objects, guys. And I think I want to combine them again, like what I did for the third technique last time. And then just put on your color, and you will see the magic. You will see the scratches that you made. I think it will be really cool for like little branches when you make some plants or even trees. Look at that. So for our last technique, I think it will be nice to have a new color. So let's turn this palette so you can see it. So I'll grab I think I will do a brown one because it's definitely the color for this technique. The right color? I think it's the right color for the technique. So I'll get it a lot wet, and then I'll get one and just let it drop on the paper. Yeah, there. And then I will use a straw to turn the, I think it needs more water, so I'll use a straw to blow it around, to blow the paint around. Add more color, more drops of color. So guys, can you see the splatter effect that it did? No, I don't think I'm up for the blowing, but look at that drop. It's just lost. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with that blowing, but I did my best, and yeah, that's the outcome. So I have laid down all the outcomes of the different watercolor techniques that we tried, and they're all dry now, so we can have a closer look. So this one is the flat wash, and then we have the wet on wet technique, and then we have the dry brush technique, and then we have the gradient, and then for the next one we had the lifting technique. And then we also used salt that resulted into this little bubble effects. And then we also have this graffito effect. I think I mispronounced it to graffito, but it's sgraffito. So I just want to be clear about that. And then we also have this blow, the paint effect. So yeah. So that's all 8 techniques. I hope that you've learned a lot like me. That's it for the video, guys. I hope that like me you also enjoyed exploring these different watercolor techniques, and that you can replicate them with your own watercolor paintings to make them more lively and really interesting. And I hope that you also like this kind of approach wherein I just talk spontaneously and didn't have to do a voiceover. I hope it became less boring and more interactive. So thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.